All right. Okay. All right. Welcome to this fly off today. Short flight. Yeah, again, I don't have much time, unfortunately, but yeah, we're still gonna do it one. Okay, I have to go online on VATSIM. This is the flight that is done in real life, of course, not with the 737, actually. But we kept off playing. Okay, let me go online on VATSIM. So we're gonna be Qantas Link 444 Delta and Boeing 738, which is 737-800. Okay. So yeah, just to show you a little bit. As you can see, Qantas, it's done by Qantas as well. That's interesting. Not only Qantas Link, but yeah, as you can see, it's done with the Dash 8, and also there is Virgin. Oh my god, that's a very interesting plane actually. Just with that, wow. Yeah, indeed, it's a short flight, but we have to bring back our 737 to. Okay, this guy doesn't have any flight plan to Sydney, and look at the quantity of BAE 146 cargo version that are flying in Australia. Is amazing to see those plane operating, and yeah, this is the flight we're gonna do. Let me show you from here. So Canberra to Sydney. It's a very short flight, but yeah, still enjoyable. Also because the 737 is not that fast to prepare. Okay, let's test the connection. This is not really an important flight, so I'm gonna keep 6,000 on the bit rate, just to see if yesterday was an exception or is the new bit rate I'm using that. Yeah, it's messing up. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Okay, FSS. Wait a sec. Let me just aircraft restore region. Do we have the HUD? Yeah. Okay. So let's go here. Request GPU. We want to use the jetway. Then we need this. Okay. And we need the fuel truck. Then payload empty, fuel 3 tons. Let's go. Nice. Up, ground power unit, emergency lights armed. This is already in nav light basically. IRS. Okay. Now we go here. You know, sometimes I see people asking for flows on the 737 or A320, whatever. I mean, every single streaming I do, I show the flow of the plane I'm using since, I mean, from the cold and dark. I can go. I mean, I go fast with some of them, of course, but you can pause the live stream. Very interesting airport, Canberra. It's completely surrounded by hills, let's say. Look at the vegetation. There is something. Yeah, there are some Antenna probably. Okay, pausing it. Okay, still we don't have the GPS position. No updates from the 737 for the moment. Identify the flight plan on VATSIM. Let me do it. Okay. Right. Okay. Flight plan filed. Come on. We need a GPS position to copy in our FMC, in our IRS position. Route, flight plan, sim brief. Select. This side we can just, take off. Okay, Qantas link 444 Delta from Canberra to Sydney. Wait a sec. Load. Oh wow, I never noticed that you got before the departure arrival and your call sign. Before you can load your flight plan. Activate, execute. Let's go immediately here because I completely forgot to load the plane, which is so bad since this is the longest thing to do in the 737 unless you load it instantly. So let's start with that. 117 passengers. I can't start because I have the door closed. These are open. And now you can. Yeah, you have to open before, of course. Now you can. Okay. And cargo 2.9er, so 1.4. 1.5. Alright. Okay. Nice. Boarding happening now. Let's check the departure. We can also check the arrival immediately. So departure runway 35, cooling 2. Very easy departure. Straight ahead. Well, look at this. This is very interesting constraint. But yeah, not in our case. Straight ahead, no constraint. Yeah, nothing really to underline. Arrival is gonna be this one. Rivet for arrival to Nashon, and from Nashon we're gonna have ILS runway 34. Yeah, something you have to be aware in Sydney is that is not rare in real life that traffic is taking off from 16 right and landing 34 left. Yeah, looks very strange, but it does happen. Why I don't have any flight plan? Because my call sign is wrong. Okay. Alright. So, departure. Runway 35, cooling 2. Execute, legs. And then we're gonna set the arrival. We're gonna do it in flight. Even if it's very short, but we still have time to do it. Okay. Then init performance. Okay. So zero fuel weight will be 55.3. As always, if you have any question, feel free to ask. Reserves is 4 tons. Yeah, because the alternate is Melbourne, which is very far, of course, from our destination. 190. Final fuel will be 6.5. Execute. Cruise wind 289er, 2 knots. Great. Okay. And then we have performance. Okay, fuel is about to finish. This one not at all. So yeah, we have to wait a little bit to board the plane. Nice jetway. Oh my god. Okay. No, maybe I didn't I didn't request it. Okay, let me see if everything is fine now. Yeah, great. Yeah, very cool place. I mean, yeah, the point is that this area of Australia, of course, is plenty of airports, but they are very close to each other, so that makes you do short flight. Some are very interesting as well. I mean, you have very Wagga Wagga here. We have to go to Wagga Wagga. Okay, the majority. I mean, not really the majority, but yeah, basically, yeah, probably every single flight they do here. QantasLink is done with the Dash 8. 1700 meter for Dash 8 is nothing about runway length. But if you do this with a 737, make it. I mean, it does become very, very challenging. Not today, of course. Today we have a. Wow, it's no, okay. It's 3,000. Yeah, it's a long runway. We're not gonna have any problem. But yeah, with a 737-800, you're really on the edge. Oh wow, we have tailwind. That's interesting. Okay, QNH 1015. This is completed. And this is about to get completed as well. We just have to calculate performance. And that's it. I mean, we have to wait. Passenger to be boarded. And calculate performance. As always, you can calculate performance on the 737 of PMDG before finishing the boarding. But your trim setting will not be correct. So you will have to do it again, let's say. To double check it. So I will just wait, as always. Okay, initial climb 10,000 feet. I will just wait the boarding to be completed. It's gonna take a couple of minutes still. So boarding completed, APU, and calculate performance. Traffic. Heading 350. Flight director, LNAV, VNAV, yaw damper. Nice. Okay. We just have to wait deboarding. Yeah, VATSIM is of course super quiet at the moment because it's night in Australia. It's cargo time. As I was saying. Ah yeah, look at that. Yeah, that was, I mean, which has just happened. Look at this. So we're talking about a very big airport. This is Sydney Airport. Not this, of course, but this is Sydney Airport. So 4,000 meter runway, 2,500, 2,500. They have they have 3 runways. One is really long, of course, almost 4,000 meter. Various direction, but the interesting stuff is that, as you can see, this plane, this is real life, of course, just took off runway 16 left. But if you check the last landing, which is this. There we go. This plane landed a couple of minutes ago. As you can see, runway 34 left. Sorry, 16 right is the other, of course. So yeah, I have no idea why they do this. Probably it's prohibited to take off 34 left. I have no idea. Because you have there are approaches for runway 16 right. Very cool approach. I really suggest you to land in Sydney 16 right. But yeah, that's very curious stuff. So they have 3 runways, but they do opposite takeoff and landing, and this happened quite often. So yeah, very curious. Maybe it's just during night. I have no idea, but yeah, fortunately every time I fly, it's night there. But yeah, that's a very interesting curiosity. Okay, if you're starting. 3-5 here. Okay. Flaps 5, 89er, takeoff 1. Oh, takeoff 1, that's interesting. 47 on the D rate. 137, 138, 141. Okay, let's go here. Here, request wing as well. Okay. In the meantime, APU is starting. Probably he's started now. Still. Load. Execute. Destination. Sorry, descent. Forecast. Let's load even here. Load. Execute. Okay. There we go. So takeoff 1, D rate 47. Climb 1 is okay. Then takeoff, flaps 5. 137, 138, 141, that's correct. Trim setting 5.14. I'm gonna set it now. There we have 5. Okay. Nice. Then. Okay, everything is disconnect. APU gen. APU bleed packs auto. Alright, we can release the ground power unit and we can release the jetway. Doors close. Alright, we're about to push back. I mean, we are really about to push back actually. So, for what, I mean, for the reason I was mentioning before, be aware on VATSIM flying on Sydney because, yeah, given the fact they have this opposite runway situation, can be quite interesting, let's say. Parking brake. Parking brake set, let me check this 1 sec. Great. Okay. Chokes removed. Oh no, sorry. Chokes removed. So we are on our own. Pushback. Plan pushback. There we go, there we go. And there we go. Start pushback. Release parking brake. Okay, before start, we want Windows 8. We want box to be off. Anti-collision lights. Transponder, which is already on. 2000 here. TRRA. And volume up. Starting number. No, wait a sec. 151 here. Starting number 2. And 2. We have to wait 25%. As you well know, probably. 25, fueling. Starting this. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this startup sound, if I have to be honest. Honestly, I probably would prefer the one in 2020. I don't know, but I don't remember it. Oh yeah, this looks a little bit strange. They can definitely improve the sound package on PMDG. Fueling, that's for sure. They can improve many things, but one of those is the sound package, to be honest. Okay. Okay, let me check here. Okay, traffic in Sydney is disconnected. Let's go. Are we good? Yes, we are. After start. No, props is auto. Box. If you bleed off. Electric. I'm doing it completely random. Okay, electrical on the engine. Heavy off. Flaps 5. What the fuck? Wait. Okay. I was completely out of the plane. But still, no, okay, it's fine. Okay, flaps 5. Then this. Okay, continuous. Taxi lights. Alright, let's go. Auto brake RTO. You know that you have the option. Train on me. Wait a sec. Weather radar. Yeah, you have the option of do takeoff config check on the 737. You don't have a button. What you have to do is put your throttle, not really max power, but yeah, increase your throttle. You're gonna have a ring if you are not. I mean, if you didn't configure the basics, of course. Probably trim, flaps, stuff like that. Trim, I'm not sure. Flaps for sure. Auto brake. Sorry, auto throttle. Let's go. Okay, now today I'm doing really good with frame rate. So I guess yesterday was just a connection problem. So it would have happened with any bit rate probably. Wow, British Airways from Singapore. Probably that's a real flight they do. Yeah, of course they have to do two legs to get from London to Sydney. So you know, Qantas do a lot of rotation, not really rotation, but yeah, use Singapore as interim airport. In the past was Kuala Lumpur. I guess British Airways as well is using it. Okay. Let me check again. Nobody around. Yeah, now everything's gonna happen very fast. It's a short flight. So we're gonna get in Sydney in probably half an hour, something like that, considering everything. Maybe less. Yeah, it's super short for a 737. Oh, look at that weird. What the fuck is that? That's terrain, I guess. It's not photogram. It's just MSFS doing his stuff. Also, it's taking forever to release the SIM update 5. I think last update SIM update was in December, early December probably. It's been 3 months. Okay, landing lights. Probably turn off. Strobe lights. Takeoff config already done. Which is not really takeoff config, probably. It's called, I don't know, takeoff check, whatever. Okay. So the city is 2 hour. Yeah, we're gonna have it 2 hour left. Interesting. Let's go, 40%. Engine stable, brake release. Toga. Speed alive. Check.
B1. Rotate.
There is crosswind.
Positive rate of climb.
Yeah. Maybe not, I don't know. I felt crosswind. Alright. Yeah, I guess it's some photogrammetry stuff messing up. Alright. On the turn here. Autopilot, want to enjoy the area a little bit. So the city is, part of the city is there. Yeah, we're climbing like crazy. Okay, let's go directly to our cruise altitude, which is flight level 190 today. Speed check. Flaps true. Okay, great. And flaps. Okay, wow, let's go. Oh boy. Flaps 1. Yeah, the city area is in photogrammetry. Very interesting. I don't know how big it is, Canberra. Okay, flaps can go up. Looks very interesting. Okay. Let's go direct to Berlin. Okay, after takeoff, this. Ah, it was auto. Okay, never mind. It wasn't necessary to put them in continuous, of course. So yeah, probably the strange terrain around the airport is due to the photogrammetry. All the area is in photogrammetry. That's very cool. This is an... It's not an runway. I remember they do this flight in real life with the Dash 8. Not with the 73, but whatever. Looks quite a big city to me. I'm quite curious. Of course, it's the capital of Australia, if you don't know. But yeah, very interesting. Okay, let's import the arrival and the landing. Sorry, and the approach. Category 2 ILS. So we don't... Okay, we have a below altitude constraint. That means that we're gonna get direct to Bougie on our top of descent. Yeah, but apart from it, nothing really to mention. Let me import the approach even in my navigraph. I mean the iPad navigraph. So yeah, we have to go toward north, basically. Sydney is already there. Okay, 10,000 feet. Standard pressure. Okay, arrival. ILS 34 left. It's the rivet for execute. Great. Yeah, we're basically already in Sydney area. I have the time to check one sec. Canberra. Canberra population. Wow. What a fit photo. Not the Spanish. Okay, 500,000. Yeah, that's not small. Oh, look at that. Cool. Close all this stuff. Let's see what's happening in real life around Sydney. Nothing really, I guess, at the moment. Some cargo flight around, as you can see here. This Gulfstream. And this is us on VATSIM in either. It's very early, as you know. Yeah, with the 737 it's probably a 25 minutes flight. Maybe half an hour considering the approach. Also, don't forget that in your nice 737 you have to tune manually your ILS frequency. Yeah, I'm not on Unicum. Okay. 110.1. Imagine a pilot that have to pass from the A320 to 737. Of course they do training, but yeah. Like maybe you have like 5,000 hours in the A320 and you're used to get an auto-tune. First day should be quite interesting. Okay. Radio altimeter 102. Okay, set. Not really. 102. Alright, perfect. Zoom in. Okay, vertical speed. Let me see. Cruise is okay, 6.5 on the Mach. Sorry, Mach 0.57. No, sorry, Mach 0.5. Oh boy, Mach 0.6. 6.6 basically because it's 6.57. 1,000 to go. (1,000 feet per minute on the climbs). Landing light should be off already. Seatbelts auto. Now that our passenger is gonna have any time to do anything basically. Destination, we have visibility is great. It's not Cabo Cave. Okay. For some reason. It's also quite a difference. I mean, here was 1015 the QNH, in Sydney is 1011. Which, I mean, these two places are quite close to each other. Quite a lot of difference in pressure. Yeah, probably because Sydney is close to an ocean. And back to me now. Again, at top of this end, we're gonna go direct to Boogie or Bougie, whatever it's called. Super short flight today. But yeah, again, I really like to fly in Australia, and I really like to explore new destinations. So there are some quite interesting airports around the area, and we're gonna stress our 737 quite a lot, doing dash 8 procedure. Oh, we have a mismatch on the. That's 335. Not. I can't even show you because top of the sand is in. Okay, we're gonna go direct to Boogie now. Boogie, whatever it is. Direct. Execute. New top of descent. Not that it's changed much. Maybe we have a little bit of time, which I can show you. Some destination. they operate from Sydney. I mean, it's actually plenty of airports, as you can see. So we went to Canberra. I want to go to Wagga Wagga, Albury, and Griffin. So, well, maybe even so the problem of this airport is that are covered by the Dash 8. Just a sec. Okay. So Albury, as you can see, 1,900 meter of runway. Wagga Wagga is 1,750, and Griffin was the other, which I'm not sure to be able to spot now, but wait a sec. Yeah, should be okay. Albury. We got Wagga Wagga was still very small. Yeah, maybe Wagga Wagga is on the edge. I don't see any other big airports, if we can consider this big. Unless, no, this is not. Okay, whatever, it's not important, but yeah, what I want to say is, of course, that here we will go. Albury is fine. Not a great length, of course, but it's good enough for a 7.3. 1,700, I'm not sure. Of course, in the sim we can do whatever we want. But yeah. This is another one. 1,600. This is really on the edge. I'm not sure the limitation of... I mean, about the limitation of the 737. Let's say 737-800 max minimum. Oh, landing distance. $1,500, 1,600. Sea level condition, maximum landing weight. Okay. That's interesting. That's very interesting. So these airports are not difficult or any of that, but I mean, procedure-wise, you can have some very, very exotic approach in Australia, like NDB stuff, which I have no idea how to shoot with a 737 at the moment, not even with a small plane, because I remember nothing about the NDB approach. VOR is fine. But yeah, I did an NDB approach with the TBM long time ago in Australia. Around Sydney was actually. Okay, let's go down. Descend, engage. Yeah, let's slow down a little bit. 285 on the speed. Zoom in. Okay. So super close to each other. As you can see, we're already entering Sydney area. Of course, in plane looks very close, but yeah, I did in real life by car Sydney to Melbourne. Took me 3 days, or maybe 4. Yeah, I'm not pushing too much, of course. I'm thinking about the places I slept in. 2 for sure, 2 nights for sure. I don't remember if there was a third one. Look at this. The live stream looks fine. And there we have it. Sydney area. Already there. One of the best city I've seen in my life, to be honest. Very beautiful place. Okay. Yeah, top of this, sorry, vertical puff is catching us, so increase it. 1,500 on the speed. Sorry, on the vertical speed. possible to me to get exactly the view I want. Indeed. Yeah, the ocean is covered by clouds. Yeah, we can calculate. Okay, yeah, let's calculate because we have auto brake 1. We're gonna use auto brake 2 probably. 3, 4 left. Auto brake 2 should work. Yeah. Auto brake 1. Okay, auto brake 1 is fine. Why not? Auto brake 1 with the 737 can take quite a lot of space to the plane. I mean, for the plane to stop. Well, yeah. It's okay. Let's say. Right. So from here, we could actually go direct to final, probably. Let's go direct to Nashua. And level change. Okay. Speed brake armed. Volanta, everything is looking fine. Let me just check something. Victor X-ray Mike. Okay. Flight level change. We can descend 3,000 feet. I'm gonna go direct to Sozi. In case we can use radar vectoring. We're going direct to final now. 3,000. It's fine, but we have to slow down. Of course. On that turn, we would be around 13 miles from the airport. Yeah. We're gonna have a little bit of space to slow down, not much actually. Yeah, I have my setting in high, but still the terrain. Of course, with this cloud stuff. In 2020 was more... I don't know, was a little better probably. Oh, that's normal, of course, we are using a cloud system here. So you have to wait to load, but yeah. A little strange. Okay, 11,000 feet, 250 on the speed. Seatbelts. Landing lights. Yeah, we're gonna probably need some speed brakes. Now. Okay, speed brakes out. 26 miles. In case we can use radar vectoring again. Okay. And go down. I did an arm door, as always. Yeah, this stuff in DPMDG that you have to manage the door. Again, I have no idea if there is some automatic way to do it, but not that it's really important, of course, but yeah. It's quite weird. I prefer any builds in which everything is automatic. Probably there is a setting, I have no idea. Here, not for sure. And there is not even a setting page. Okay, whatever. I don't think you can make them automatic. Yeah, we're gonna be 3,000 feet there. We are 1,000. We are 2,000 feet above the vertical maximum speed break. First of all. Okay, now we have the coastline. Let's drop some altitude. Okay. Sydney Airport is that one. So again, we're gonna land runway 34 left. I really suggest you to approach 16 right. It's really cool. We did it in the past. I mean, check real life if they are operating it, or I mean, just do it out of VATSIM. You know that I really suggest to use the runway which is actually operated in real life when you are flying VATSIM. But not that it is mandatory, but yeah. But 16 left, 16 right sometime happened. Even I remember one landing online on VATSIM with ATC, which was active. I think this is a nighttime stuff. I can't imagine Sydney operating like I mean taking off 16 right, landing 34 left, as he's doing now, during daytime, considering all the traffic they have there. If I remember, I will try to check tonight. So will be morning in Australia. How they operate. And if you're European, a good moment to fly in this area is morning, because it's night here. Usually there is ATC. Yeah, we're recovering quite properly the vertical path. It's gonna be fine. We can turn off island directly. There is no need to extend or do strange stuff. Okay, one departure on city. Wow, 747-200. That's a cool flight. Where is going? I guess New Zealand. I guess Auckland. Oh no, Christchurch. With the 747-200, probably explain. Reducing speed brakes. Yeah, speed brake. In. Okay. Localizer. Localizer capturing, heading on final. Can receive from VATSIM. Okay. Leveling off. Go around is 5,000. Is 3,000. Altitude acquiring. Speed on up. Approach. Yeah, I know. No flaps 40, but flaps 30. Approach speed 147. Speed check flaps 1. Okay. Speed on 1. And speed check. Gear down. I don't know why I have boost on. Sorry. Come on. Sydney traffic, Qantas link 444 Delta. We'll establish 34 left. What was that? I heard something very strange. Flaps 5. Speed on 5. Okay. Okay. Look at that. Famous bridge in Sydney. Opera House is pretty close to that area. This is a stadium. Of course, the city, main city is still loading. Speed check, flaps 15. Speed on 15. Let's check this side as well. Okay. Alright. I remind you that I'm quite struggling to land the 737 due to the flight model, so don't expect anything perfect at all. You know that we have this problem losing a lot of speed or gaining a lot of speed trying to correct the pitch with the throttle. But yeah, let's try our best. Speed check flaps 30. Cross speed 147. There we go. Look how he's losing the glide. Alright. Let's go. Auto throttle off. Autopilot off. I have to have the plane with the stick every time. The puppy doesn't look much correct, to be honest. Let's go visual.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Down, reverse. Alright, look at the 747. Wow, it's so cool to see one. Even on VATSIM. They are quite rare, even on VATSIM. Okay, we have to vacate right. 60 reversing. One more braking. No, we're completely fine with you. Disarmed. Yeah, let's vacate to next here. Oh, that was laggy. Yeah, they are quite rate even on VATSIM. And this is due to the fact, of course, that there are not much 737 option out there. Especially nowadays that P3D is quite a old sim. Not many people are using it. Okay, that's fine. APU starts. MSFS is not great for 747. We do have the 747-800 by default, which we know that there are quite some problems with that plane. In X-plane we do have the 747-200, which is quite a famous and high fidelity one. How was the landing? Yeah, we had some floating on the landing, but whatever. It's so strange to land this plane because you have to continuously compensate the pitch with your stick or your cloche, your yoke, whatever. And yeah, that's quite strange for me. I would want more reactivity on the pitch when I reduce or increase power. Oh yeah. If you fly this plane every day or way more often than me, you're probably not gonna have this problem because you're used to it. But yeah, for me that I change plane every day, basically, it's not the best. Let's park here, why not? Also remind you that Sydney is a custom default airport in the Premium Deluxe, probably. I don't know. Nothing too good on the model. The jetway position is terrible. Oh my god. Yeah, look at the... okay, whatever. We're gonna crash toward the jetway, I don't care. Terribly positioned. This is a custom default. I mean, yeah. How is it possible? I have no idea. Whatever. Okay. I mean, there is a real person that was here. I mean, probably. I'm not even sure at this point, but okay. Engine off. Chokes. Okay, nice. Okay, chokes is set. Let's wait for the engine. I mean, for the fuel truck and cars. Request. All right. Anti-condition lights off. Not this. Oops. AP off. This. That one here. Okay. Okay, let me check something. No, not like that, maybe. Let's go to spot our it's not tower. But it's the Queen of the Sky, if it's still there. Yeah, it's still here. It's not the 200, right? Oh, it's pushing back. I think this is the 400 probably. Not sure. I'm not an expert of 7.4 at all because never had the opportunity to fly a proper one. So yeah, I don't really know the differences between the various. Well, then of course the 200 is a old one. But yeah, that's super cool to see. Wow, incredible plane. And Qantas was one of those airlines operating, I don't know if a lot, but yeah, some 747 for sure. Okay, let's go to our 73, our humble 737. All right. Oh, I didn't open the door. Open. Let's go. Okay, it's opening. Okay, this is it for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you like, subscribe. I wish you a nice weekend at this point. Yeah. See you next.